Queen Elizabeth's grandson, Prince William, has expressed his profound sorrow about slavery in a speech in Jamaica. On the last day of his visit to the country, he said that while the pain ran deep, Jamaica continues to forge its future with determination, courage, and fortitude. Earlier, the Prime Minister, Andrew Holness, said he wanted Jamaica to be a republic. Currently, the Queen is head of state there.
I strongly agree with my father, the Prince of Wales, who said in Barbados last year that the appalling atrocity of slavery forever stains our history. I want to express my profound sorrow. Slavery was abhorrent, and it should never have happened. While the pain runs deep, Jamaica continues to forge its future with determination, courage, and fortitude. The strength and shared sense of purpose of the Jamaican people, represented in your flag and motto, celebrate an invincible spirit.
Jamaica is a very free and liberal country, and the people are very expressive, and I'm certain that you would have seen the spectrum of expressions yesterday. There are issues here which are, as you would know, unresolved, but your presence gives an opportunity for those issues to be placed in context, put front and center, and to be addressed. But Jamaica is, as you would see, a country that is very proud of our history, very proud of what we have achieved, and we are moving on, and we intend to attain in short order our development goals and fulfill our true ambitions and destiny as an independent, developed, prosperous country.
For more on this, let's cross live to London and join Arise correspondent Lape Olarinoye. Lape, thanks for joining us on Newsday. Prince William has expressed profound sorrow in the role that Britain played in slavery, but can you really call this an apology?
Good afternoon to you all, ladies. Well, I mean, sorrow is not sorry. To me, Tope. Unfortunately, expressing one's sorrow is not the same thing as saying we are sorry or I am sorry. And that's what we've seen there, where Prince William has been very careful about the words that he has used. If he was to say sorry, which would be quite profound, would suggest and open up the conversation of financial reparations. And of course, that won't be the royal family's prerogative. It would instead be the government, the British government, that would be in kind of their range of things. And so he's, although expresses his emotion, his empathy, we have to be very careful in accepting or describing this as somewhat of an apology, because he doesn't actually say the word sorry, but actually just expresses his empathy instead. And we've seen there where he said, you know, it says put a huge stain on British history, but actually technically there's no apology there. But it is very, very important for the royal family to come out and say these things, because of course we've seen this uprising, if you like, across the Caribbean islands, particularly in Barbados, where they have fought for self-determination. And like he said there, his father supported it and they were given that. We also saw in their recent tour to Belize, where there were protests as well about kind of the royal family's role in this dark history of slavery. So it's almost a diplomacy thing that we're seeing here from Prince William, but it's one thing is clear, it's not an apology.
And just like in Barbados, the Jamaican government are clamoring for their independence and self-determination. Question is about the timing. Why now?
Well, why now? In terms of Jamaica really clamoring for their own self-determination isn't just because, Barbados and potentially Belize may be clamoring for theirs too. but actually the relationship between Jamaica and the United Kingdom is somewhat, frayed, if you like. For example, when we look at the Windrush scandal that took place only a couple of years ago, the way in which the Windrush generation of the 1950s, who were requested and asked to leave Jamaica and come to the United Kingdom to build and input their skills into the infrastructure, as well as the NHS and many organizations and industries across the United Kingdom, were then suddenly deported for not having the right paperwork, has had a huge ripple effect on the way in which Jamaicans, as well as Jamaicans living in the UK, see the British government and, of course, but by default, the British royal family. So, of course, this has somewhat triggered this notion of being independent from the United Kingdom, being able to govern themselves. And also, in addition to that, if we look at their Prime Minister there, Andrew Holness, his whole campaign to get into power was found on this idea of self-determination and independence. And of course, he won. So that speaks volumes about the sentiments of Jamaican people and the relationship towards the United Kingdom.
Finally, Lape, what has the response been so far within the region to the royal visit?
Well, if we look at the Jamaican government, for starters, they have been quite clear about what they want. I mean, we saw their Prime Minister, Andrew Holness, in dialogue with Prince William. They're using this as an opportunity to really state what they want, and that is self-determination. And of course, he is somebody that is championing this, he's spearheading this. So, of course, this visit isn't just about diplomacy, but also putting out what the Jamaican government and, by defect, the people want. We've also had reports of, potential protests from the Jamaican citizens themselves, saying that they don't want to be affiliated with the United Kingdom any longer or not be ruled by the Queen. And we saw that again in Belize as well with protests. But at the moment, the response has been quite clear from both the Jamaican government as well as the Jamaican people.
Lape Olarinoye, thank you so much for joining us on Newsday.